Good evening, good day, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. We're back again with two special guests, uh, Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, and Death Dragon again.
Hello, everyone.
Both are content
Again,
creators and stream. Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, please tell everyone where they can find you.
they can find me in my house. Thank you. I'm just kidding. They can find me at twitch.tv/Mountain Dew Baja Blast 1.
Oh wait. Before you say anything, Keith, hold on a second.
Yay!
Hmm. Okay, Keith.
Hello, everyone. I'm Death Dragon 369. You can find me on Twitch at all capital letters Death Dragon 369 at 11:30 to 12 p.m. every single night Eastern Standard Time.
And you can see my vlog on YouTube on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I release new vlogs at 7:30 a.m. Um, so please be sure to check them out. You can occasionally check me streaming on Twitch, some of my favorite computer games or Destiny and the like. So,
Ooh.
uh, Moons is one of the elite top tier players of Destiny. So, tell us, Mr. Mountain Dew Baja Blast,
Ooh. I
how
would.
do you
That's
feel
a.
about some of these new changes to Destiny from the elite top tier perspective?
I wouldn't call myself elite top tier, but okay. I really wouldn't.
You completed King's Fall, right?
Yeah, I did. I would be lying if I didn't say that I got carried, though.
You carried. You're a titan. You carried those people on your back, sir.
Ah,
You carried. Yeah, I think you helped even carry us on your back.
And how many Grandmasters have you finished?
quite a few.
All right, then.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your perspective on these changes? All modesty aside.
Yes.
Uh, I don't know. It's not letting uh people be creative with their builds. You have to use the same stuff over and over and over again. And the nerfing stuff is just bad for like the weapon economy. Cuz they're proving that hey, you're going to pay for this content and then possibly later on down the line it's going to get fucking nerfed. You don't know when, you don't know how, but you've already paid your money. We already got your money. So it's putting a really bad precedent for any other type of weapon that they might put into the game.
So you're saying basically they get the money. It's a cash grab. They get the money. You get to play with the new toy for a little bit of time, and then they nerf it.
Yep.
Got it.
Because I mean, like,
Go ahead.
um, I'll put it as a latest example, right? The Divinity, right?
Right.
That came with an expansion, correct?
Correct.
Which you had to pay for, right? And
Most
not
definitely.
everybody can get that said weapon because let's be clear, like it's gated. The thing to do it is pretty hard. And
Mm.
if you tried to get it like after you know that raid was like the most prominent thing, it was really hard to do. Like not everybody wanted to like help, right? Nerfed. That's money, and they nerfed it. The anarchy. The anarchy was really good for a long time, but it should be good because you paid for it. Again, that came from a fucking raid. You paid
And
for
some
it, and
people
then
spend a lot of
boom.
time trying to get that anarchy, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
I never got it.
Well, now you can buy it at the kiosk on the tower, but
What does
that's
it work?
besides the point.
Mm-hmm. Probably
But
not
again,
worth
like
anything.
all of these weapons that are like top tier and stuff, like you usually have to pay a premium for them. It's not like they come to like any player. Like even the Gallahorn, for example, that costs money and stuff. And not everybody, like everybody can get the Gallahorn if they just clear the thing for one time, right? But not everybody has a like a base around them where they can get the catalyst and stuff. So I mean, all of this stuff is like paid for, and for them to just nerf it after you've paid your money doesn't sit right. Because also I think the price stuff I haven't heard anybody say anything about it. Yeah, the weapons, yeah, sure, but it's after all these people have paid all this money for it.
But what is the Gallahorn without the catalyst?
It only has one shot, I think. Yeah, I think it has one shot instead of two.
Very useful.
I think I don't quite remember.
But essentially, without the catalyst, it's really not. I don't want to say it's not worth not having a Gallahorn, but it's
Not in its full glory.
right, because part of it is the feeling of nostalgia for those of us who played the original Destiny
And have to go
and who
build it.
cried tears of blood to get that sucker in the raid the first time around. Um, we were overjoyed at the prospects of having it again. Um, but I mean, that goes right down there with the self res. But
As
I'm
a
not going to talk
warlock
about that
main,
again because I know that will never come back. But uh, I'm still a part of my heart will never return because of that. And that was, the part of the fan base cry. I was killed in PvP because they self-res.
and then they cried that someone would stand over their body with a shotgun to kill them when they tried to res. There was no way around it. Someone was going
No,
to cry. Cry
no.
when they resed, cried when they didn't.
Yeah, but that I think, like anything else, right? It's gonna have its two sides, maybe three sides, maybe four sides, of people that have differing opinions. I feel like it should come to a compromise instead of leaning all the way to one side. Like, if you don't want to use certain weapons, like instead of nerfing the absolute fucking living shit out of stuff, disable it for a day one raid.
Yes.
And that's what we were discussing this earlier. If you don't want to use the divinity, no one is forcing you to use it. Why don't you take the most dullest knife or sword there is? If you want to challenge yourself for day one raid, use the dullest, worst sword there is in the game. Use all the weapons that you feel are are beneath an elite player, and use them and challenge yourself. Use the very worst of weapons. That's a challenge.
I agree with this.
And leave the rest of us who are struggling to do anything to
But
use the weapons that you feel are overpowered for
you know
your
what? Ever since the last
elite
time we
self.
spoke about this, there was that thing that came out that the streamers were only doing it because,
Their content.
yeah.
Yes.
So they never give a fuck about the balance in the game.
It's all about content, which then enables them to do more monetization. So really, it's a full circle money grab. The company, some of these content creators, back to the company. It's all about the money. And the player that's not elite, we get screwed in the process.
I 100% agree with this.
Same.
So what are your thoughts on this new ooh, Halloween uh,
Mhm.
campaign?
Do you want me to summarize it in one word?
No, I want you to tell me your full thought.
Okay, well, last year I didn't play the spooky spookies because of some medical issues, as you guys know. But the year before that, there was something called the Lost Forest or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was repetitive, but it challenged you. Like you could go do this for hours and hours. Like the farther you got, the more rewards you got.
And it was new. It was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
standard part activity.
yeah,
And it felt like it belonged with the season and everything that's going on around it. It just it belonged there. It wasn't just something way over in left ball field. It lined up with what was going on around you with the story and everything. It felt like it belonged, and that's what made it unique.
yeah. That if they would have brought that this year and put some of the pirate stuff in there with like some spooky stuff, perfect. Because the pirates could be construed as, costumes. The spookies because the spookies, and and the treat the probability thing already had the spooky aspect. Like when you went into it, it was kind of dark. There was kind of candles somewhere. You had to use your flashlight. It was, but the lost sector thing,
You don't like that? You don't think that was creative to put a
hell
couple
no,
of pumpkin heads and some candles and the lost sector and then tell you to go do that activity and then when you're done
hell
there, go
no.
run a couple strikes. Go do some PvP. Go do some
It's
gambit.
so
And then come
repetitive.
back
It burns you out so quick.
and see old Eva in the
Yeah.
tower and have old Eva tell you about Maria and Sergio and
Don't you
Carlos. That's it.
don't you look good,
Maria
Guardian?
and Carlos.
Don't you look good, Guardian? Where is it? Oh, where is? Oh, there it is.
Maria and Carlos. Mm. And the sad thing about it is we're going to hear her again at Christmas time, where we have to go to old Eva's oven again and
And
bake
make
some more
them
cookies.
damn cookies. Make them damn cookies. I'm tired. I'm tired of playing Martha Stewart in Destiny. I'm tired of cooking. Tired.
It makes you almost want to push her off the tower at this point.
I
Push her and her oven off the tower. Because you got to upgrade the oven.
upgrade the oven and make two new cookies for, or three new cookies for the new people in the game, and 37 old cookies from people you don't even talk to anymore.
And who had those something doodle cookies? Was it the Savala? Somebody
Yeah.
had some doodle cookies. They like. I'm like,
The only thing that they had going for that Christmas event is when you turned in cookies, you could get really good weapons and a lot of XP from it. That was one good thing they had going.
Oh, the
They made it
avalanche. I think that's
worth
what it
the
was called.
delivery.
The machine
mm.
gun.
That we were talking about that, and we were talking about how they have never changed the dialogue.
No.
They didn't even invest in changing some of the dialogue. So this is the Halloween event, and old Eva is still using the same dialogue from the Christmas event where she's talking about, oh, Maria and Carlos.
Talk about something else.
And bro, might as well call yourself like Llorona at this point. God damn.
To get her
I'm like, really? The dialogue is exactly the same. And we were just saying, I'm like, I don't want to bake any more cookies this year.
Um, I think you're gonna have to.
Oh
Well,
no,
Why
not
they
have
were
to,
oh
but
no. No,
I'll have to make
I
sure.
See,
will
that's
not
what
be
they're gonna do.
participating in that. I will not be. No, I will log in and do, like I said, I'm going to
You
coast
know what?
along
Talking
to
about talking
February,
about events.
but I'm not going to do like special stuff. I'm going to coast along to get along, but I'm not going to do special stuff. I'm not getting an oven. I'm not upgrading that oven. There will be no snickerdoodles from me this Christmas.
There will be no hot cocoa, no
um,
ginger
they
snaps,
have one
none of
fucking
that.
event that they could replace any of these events with. That is fucking SRL. Petition to bring SRL back.
Yes, SRL was the
So
fact that they
good,
haven't brought
man.
it
It
back.
was so good, man.
They that's the
But what
thing.
was the SRL? Now I'm
The
having a senior.
Sparrow Racing, where
You
you
could
were racing in the
Sparrow Racing
Sparrow.
League. You could race on Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that shit was sick.
And it was even for everybody because I don't know if the Sparrows were right now. If they were to bring it back, they all the Sparrows are about the same
Like 160
track.
There,
now, aren't
no,
they?
there's one Sparrow that is faster
Yeah,
than
there's
the
one,
others.
but they can just disable that. But we know they won't because they have to have complaining. Because if everybody's having fun, then they're doing something wrong. That's how they see it. But if they could just disable that one Sparrow, because
My
we've already
God,
seen they can disable guns if they want to. Remember when they did that to UC? They disabled like grenade launchers.
the
They can
Quicksilver
do it.
Storm.
They showed us that they can do it. They can
Oh, they
disable.
certainly can. They also showed us that when they're motivated, they can put those hot fixes in like that. I'm like, when did that start happening? They for as long as I can remember, they acted like, oh, it took them forever to do something. But when, like you said, when there's too much fun, those hot fixes roll out hot and heavy and fast.
Everybody to orbit. Everybody gets kicked to orbit. They put this fix in. These weapons are disabled. Excuse
Okay.
me? Excuse me? But I still
Oh,
have
that
to be
that
forced
that
to
one
use
Hunter
it?
exotic too. The Falcon or whatever the heck it's called. That shit was disabled for like what 1.5 months.
Oh yes, it just came back online.
Oh, the Telesto?
No,
No,
the
the
Falcons.
Falcon something.
Something Falcons. It's a chest piece for the Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was
they
it
showed
was
us that
just
they can disable it if they need to keep the complaints down and keep everybody happy. But you want to know why they don't? Because the top tier players are using it, giving them, like you said, content and doing that circle's going around. That circle keeps going around. But if they disabled it, that circle would stop. It would be on hold because
But
everybody,
part
like
of
you
it is
said,
that they if they feel as if the weapon or armor makes it too easy for you to do something, then they will do a hot fix quicker than you can blink your eye. If something is broken that impedes you from operating at a mere normal level, it takes forever to fix that.
oh
There's
mm-hmm.
no
my
hot fix for
goodness.
that.
The I stopped doing the duality. I know they fixed it supposedly. I
Oh, with the
haven't tried the
bells?
duality, but the duality dungeon for the longest time on master, if you rang the bell, it would kill you. And I have
Yes.
like video proof of it. I think I sent it to the PSN thing.
Okay.
And then at one point, like I rang the bell, it respawned me where it was supposed to, and then I started fucking flying. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But yeah, it was awful. That's why I stopped playing the duality.
But see, but for other things, like I said, if it's a situation where something might be slightly advantageous to the player base, they fix it immediately
Mm-hmm.
with the hot fix. And if there's something that impedes the um, player base from being able to do something or complete something, they're sort of slow to fix it. And it's like, well, there's so many things that go into creating and weapons, and there's only one person who works on this weapon or this armor piece, and so we can't just sort of go in and do. But when it is something involving, like I said, something they feel breaks their intended being a mechanic, somehow they're able to pull all of that together in a quick hot fix and do it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a fucking shame.
It
And
is.
now that they have.
Also, before you move on, I
Mhm.
know people are gonna say, but they're working on Lightfall. Yeah, not everybody's fucking working on Lightfall.
No.
They have to have a certain like group of people that does other stuff. Because if not, their fucking game would break.
Thank you. And everything can't be Lightfall. But see, part of it is now that they have been acquired by Sony, they have deep pockets. They have the means with which to hire the resources that are necessary. But I think part of it is that they're also trying to work on these other IPs that they have, IPEs that they have, that they're trying to get out there. So it's like they're trying to, they have sort of overextended themselves, I think is
Okay.
the issue. They could, if they were to fully staff themselves up to take care of all of these different things that they're trying to promote or bring out or develop in the next coming years. But they're trying to essentially use the same small base to do everything. And I don't know how well that's going to work out. How long that will be sustainable for them.
Sorry. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that they have several different games in development,
Oh
and
yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
seems like they're trying to use their the same resources to work on pretty much everything, and so they have overextended themselves, whereas they don't have enough people to work on all of these different projects that they have, plus work on some new development for Destiny or the upkeep for Destiny. Um, I feel like they probably dedicate or have everyone dedicate themselves to one big push for Destiny, which is like, Lightfall, whatever they're going to release in the new year from February through to summer. That is what the big push each year they work on. And then they're like, okay, woo, we're done that. And then they put everything else into whatever else they're developing. And so they're like, well, for Halloween, we just throw a couple candles, you know,
Draw a couple candles.
a couple candles, make it dark, play some spooky music, and throw them in a lost sector. There they go. It's good.
And damn, hell yeah, high fives, hell yeah.
Okay. Give them a card. Push old Eva back into the into the tower. Have her
Give her
cry
her
about
cards and
hello to Maria. It's all good.
Hip hip
yep,
hooray.
give her her two cards. Tell her this is what you say when you see a guardian.
Yeah.
Either one's fine.
Throw
But
a couple weapons in there. They're happy. It's wonderful.
Actually, they actually
like
don't even really do anything with the weapons. They give you an opportunity to use weapons from last season, but they don't really give you a new loot pool of new weapons for the event. Just old weapons, like, oh, this weapon that you have, collecting dust and cobwebs in your vault, we're gonna let you get another one. Why?
But see, it's hard to develop new weapons because then that requires having essentially a team of people to do that. That's part of the push for the new content that comes in February because remember, if they develop a new weapon, they have to be careful that it's well balanced. because it
Mhm.
can't be better. It can't be too much better than something that exists. There has to be some sort of
You know, uh,
situational usage to it, in other words. So I guess it has to fit in with what currently exists, not being better than anything, but be better in a particular situational usage of something, but not be better in the sense of how
I
it
have a,
actually functions, if that
I
makes
have a
sense.
super question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is rangefinder still broken?
Um, well, I don't think I have a rangefinder or use
Never
rangefinder.
used it.
Go ahead, Keith.
I don't think
Okay,
I ever
so
used that.
rangefinder was supposed to be nerfed with the last patch, right? But it didn't. It somehow like evaded the patch. So sidearms and submachine guns that are supposed to be like kind of weaker because of it and have rangefinder are pretty potent in PvP right now.
Did
If
you
they
say
haven't fixed it,
PvP?
Mhm.
Did you say PvP?
yeah. So if they haven't fixed it, that means that they. Damn, damn.
PvP?
Oh, that's you doing that.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck. But
You said the
Mm.
magic word. Woo!
um,
You said the no word.
the no word. But even then, if they were creating weapons, a lot of the weapons that we have are fucking reskins with a
Essentially.
new name and like maybe different colors or something. So like even then, like get a popular scheme like I don't know, like the base of a submachine gun. You know, insert your favorite submachine gun here. Give it a new name with the 55 or something, and then slap like maybe a little bit of a new color, and then give it some eye stats. Some you could give it some medium to mediocre stats, and then give it a really weird trade tool, and streamers will be like, "Oh my god, get
It's the
this!
best thing
Yeah.
ever.
It's got this unique role. Oh my god!"
And then you go to your vault, pull out some blue weapon that you forgot to
That
get
is
rid of, and
like
it's
almost
even
the
better.
exact fucking same.
The exact same, if not better.
Yeah, some of them
Shout
really
out, shout out
know
to the
how to
blue
sell it.
linear fusion rifle. I forgot what it's called.
But I mean, it's not lost on me that some of these content creators end up going to work ultimately for Destiny or
Also,
Bungie, I
another
should
point that
say.
I was gonna make. I know that they use the same people for like all of this stuff, but I would have to figure that getting new people is kind of a difficult task. Not because people can't do their job. Don't get me wrong. Anybody that has the qualifications can do the job that they're given. But I imagine that the people at the top of Bungie have a certain vision of the game that they would have to like tell the new people over and over and over again that they might not agree with, if that makes sense.
I
Does
don't
that
know.
make sense?
I don't know. I don't think because these people are not pulling them up off of the street. So these are people who are professionals in this field. So they're going to, I mean, they're not working for free, and they're not being paid pennies per hour either. So I would imagine that they're going to design the way you ask them to design on a particular project that you're bringing them in on. I think now where creative differences may occur is if you give them some leeway to maybe on a new project go and design something. And so then now they're able to then have their vision, and then you come in and you start trying to edit their vision. I think that's where you may have um,
Oh yeah, because
some
people don't
issues,
like that shit.
but I don't think you have it when you say, all right, this is my book. This is the way we've been writing this book. And I just want you to come in and you're going to create or continue with some additional chapters within this book. So you just follow the layout what's in there. You're not being brought in on that instance to be creative. I think that, so I don't think they would have a problem with that. Not in that sense. I think the problem comes when you assign people to new projects and then you tell them, go be creative. And then you like their creativity initially and they go be creative and then you come back and then you start clipping their wings saying, yeah, but the committee is thinking, let's go this way.
About that, Chief. Yeah, we don't like your
Right.
stuff. Please stop it.
I think that's where you would have some issues.
Mm, I can see that, but then again, like I don't know, man. These companies be on some weird stuff sometimes.
But outside of Destiny, what other games are you playing currently?
Oh, FIFA 23, which next year will be
Are we
renamed
not
to
out? Are
something
we
different.
not? What is it 20 some odd days out? I know it's in November. Is it the 24th or something that the World Cup?
It's actually like a month away, maybe like 20 or so, 20,
20 something.
25, which is really fucking bad. I disagree with the way they did the World Cup in the winter this time around, because it's gonna congest. It'd be like if you have a deadline for a certain thing, right, for a certain project, and then they're like, oh, but wait, in the middle of this project, you're gonna have these three other projects that have the same deadline, and then once those projects are like right, you think, hey, after this project, you're gonna have another project, correct?
Right.
But then they moved that project that was supposed to be after to the middle of the current project that they're doing, and have a shorter time window in which to do it. They're congesting so many games into these like pro players that they're getting so many injuries because of it.
You mean in general or just because of what they've been doing historically with these World Cups and shortening
Well,
the time?
historically, the World
Hmm.
Cups are in the summer, so it should
Okay.
have happened this past summer. But since it's in,
Qatar,
yeah, the weather is not really like
a factor
fantastic.
because it's hot. You're in the desert.
So they were like, you know what? Uh, our weather's not very good, so we would like to move it to the winter. And FIFA said, you know what? You gave us a fuckload of money, so sure. So yeah, they moved it to the winter. Which imagine you're gonna be there cheering on your team with your hot chocolate and your scarf.
In Qatar,
Well, not in Qatar, but everywhere else. And then not only that, but Qatar has a lot of problems because they unethically built the soccer stadium. A lot of people have died building those stadiums.
Damn.
well, I think whenever they put up any of these um, World Cup stadiums, Olympic stadiums, they all seem to come with controversies because they're either some deaths in the building, or they're
Yeah,
picking
but
people out of
especially
places and
especially in
lands and
Qatar,
things to build these
like
things.
anywhere else, usually they build like maybe one new stadium, if that, because most places around the world already have stadiums. And they're like even you know what, the one in South Africa, I think they
Hmm.
built like one stadium, whereas to Qatar had to build like three or four.
But I mean, in all fairness, though, you're talking about places that would be the equivalent of having something in Brazil. Do you think they really have to build many more stadiums?
Hell no, Brazil's filled with them. It's so popular.
That's the thing. So if you go to places like Brazil, you go to places like Africa, um, you're going to places
Oh,
or
would you
England,
shout out next World Cup host?
or England. You're going to places where football is very popular.
Like I
I mean,
see what they're
soccer.
trying to do with like letting other like countries host the World Cup, but they need to be more responsible with people's lives. Like they shouldn't just like say, "Hey, unknown country that doesn't really have a soccer population to speak of, build build us like four stadiums." Oh, and to even win the lottery to get to host the World Cup, pay us a lot of money. Give us some gifts. Shows what's up with your country. And
Well,
like
people see it as a win-win. That's why these countries want to host because they see it as a win-win for them. It's going to help tourism. It's going to help this. It's going to help the other. Um, Same thing with the different. I think they're coming to. Um,
the next World Cup is in North America.
yeah.
It'll be Canada, U.S. and Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them are hosting it together.
Yes, and I know that I think they're going to do some things where something is being built. I think in Philadelphia, something's being built in another state. I think it's like several states that are going to
But
get.
Philadelphia already has the Philadelphia Union Stadium,
Yeah, no,
or
they're not using that. And I don't know whether it's the Olympics or whether it's the World Cup. But I know that there was something that was announced where something's going to be built. I think in Philadelphia. I think maybe even Texas something, and something in New York. And I
oh
don't know
well, the
if
New York has the New York Red
they're
Bulls
going to. They won a bid.
and something else.
They were selected.
Like maybe I could see them like maybe like enhancing one of the stadiums to have a more seat capacity. But other
But
than
see,
that, why the fuck are
enhancing
they
it
building a whole
though,
ass
some of
stadium?
these structures have been around since heaven knows when.
No.
Um,
The MLS stadiums are not that old.
no, I'm saying, but some of these stadiums have been around since heaven. I know recently, you know, Philadelphia has built quite a few new stadiums. So a lot of their stadiums are newer than the ones that I grew up seeing. But I don't know. I think probably trying to enhance something could create more headaches for you than building something new from the ground up.
Uh, I could see that. But then again, it's just I don't know. Again, the World Cup shouldn't be like trying to build new shit. Because just like the Olympics, when the Olympics leave, what do you think they do with the Olympic structures?
Repurpose them, I would think,
Most of them are abandoned.
and that's a
That's
waste.
wasteful. That's
And
very
not to mention, the
wasteful.
Olympics are not really profitable.
The Olympics themselves, I would imagine not. I would think that the tourism, though, for those places, is what is the draw.
I would say to some of it. Because, yeah, of course, there's the money and stuff. But then there's other, like, when people go to a new place, there's other issues, like crime and stuff like that. So sometimes that creates, like diseases and stuff. But that's a whole other issue thingy. I just think like if they're gonna host something, just make it to where like they know at least like maybe 16 to 20 years in advance, so that way they don't like disturb the fucking you know the economy of whatever place it is that they're going, and to make sure that the locals aren't forced into shit if they don't want to, and to make sure that people don't fucking die for entertainment purposes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's for entertainment purposes. I'm sure that there's something to do with the cost-cutting measures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm saying the entertainment purposes of like having or watching soccer, because ultimately they're building that so that people can play soccer in there, so we can watch it. That's why I'm saying entertainment purposes.
Yeah, but I don't think they're so invested in us seeing the soccer as the money they feel that they can generate from us for those people that are truly crazy fanatics that are going to travel there to see it in person. Because those people, they need someplace to stay, they need food to eat, they're going to shop while they're there. And so they're looking at that as a stimulant to their economy.
I personally cannot wait for the next World Cup because I know I'm gonna go crazy in there.
Well, I hope that you win the lottery to get some tickets for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as this World Cup is over, like I'm gonna investigate because I'm gonna go hard in the paint.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. I know that it's a. I believe it's a lottery system. So
Yeah, but other than FIFA and all of their shady stuff, been playing Fallout, and they're
Oh,
talking about
nice.
Fallout New Vegas 2 possibly being made, but it would be about 5 years out.
Jordan has actually been playing one of the Fallouts on his computer. Um, Fallout New Vegas is what he's been playing.
Yeah, many people consider that the best one.
Yes, I've personally never played it. I've only ever played Fallout 4, and it was awesome. Awesome for me.
Fallout
Definitely
a
worth
lot
the time.
a lot of people say that Fallout 4 is not as good, but like it did a lot of stuff that New Vegas or 3 didn't have. Like the gun customization and the settlement building
Yes, the settlements
and
were one of my favorite things to
the
like build them up. It was a grind to build them up, but well worth
the,
it.
the environments are so good.
Yes,
It
it was
doesn't crash as much as New Vegas did.
no, and the level system. I played so many hours, and I still wasn't all the way up on the level system. I could go probably
By the way,
every.
the DLC for New Vegas, the DLC for Fallout 4 was pretty good. The
Mm-hmm.
Nuka World stuff, where you get to go to a what pretty much would be a Disney World equivalent. That was pretty neat to see.
I actually never got that DLC. I saw they were available, but I never played them. I haven't played Fallout 4 in God, 2 almost 3 years since I met Jordan.
Oh, no, but
Do
yeah,
you
I adore the Fallout games. The lore, the story, the way that the world could go to shit so quickly, and then corporations are like
still doing that thing?
not doing their thing, but like they take advantage of the people.
That
They
doesn't
say
surprise
they say it's one thing, but it's a whole different other thing.
me. Do you have a computer, Moons?
Nope,
Hmm.
I haven't thought of investing in one.
I think it would be a very good. choice in the future. I actually have just started doing that. I recently got a computer and getting everything set up now, and I'm going to take my stream to the next level and start doing that. Start
Mm.
being a streamer for PlayStation and then streaming on computer
Well, the
to
only reason why
it
I
up.
haven't is because I'm gonna get into some personal stuff. So if you guys don't want to hear personal stuff, like skip like maybe 2 minutes in, maybe. If you're watching this live, I'm sorry. But I of course went through a breakup, and then immediately after that, I had medical stuff happen. So my income changed a lot. So it's not like a computer was like the most like
It wasn't
uh
top on your list.
yeah.
No.
So then now that I'm like that they're telling me, hey, like finish this, and then you can go back and do whatever the heck you want. I'm gonna finish that, and then I'm gonna go do whatever the heck I want. So yeah, that's why that. So in the future, I'll be upgrading a lot of stuff that I have. Cause who doesn't like stuff? I know I do.
I do.
And then the people that tell you that they don't are fucking liars.
I don't like stuff.
Liar!
I don't
Lying
like
through your
stuff.
teeth.
I
Well,
like particular
build in a
things.
cardboard box.
I don't like anything. I don't need anything. I'm content.
It's
Oh
a
no,
bunch
I
of
like
bullshit.
particular things. I don't like stuff. I like particular things.
It's a
I
bunch of
love
baloney from both of you. You guys like things. Everybody
Particular
likes
things.
things.
Yes.
particular things. Yes.
Like I'm not. I don't care if I'm living in like a house, an apartment, trailer, a small building. As long as I have the things that I like, I'm good.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That you're comfortable
Oh my god, peace of mind. Ooh,
is everything.
Yes.
It's everything.
I
Being
agree with that
able
one.
to come in, close your door, and
No drama, no
no
yelling,
drama,
no
have peace.
nothing.
I said that. I feel like I have to fight the world all day long. I don't want to have to come home and fight. Home is my sanctuary. It's where I recharge my batteries.
As it should be. And I think it's really bad that some people like forget this. They're like, I have to go home.
Yes.
No, man. If that's how you feel about your house, please like try and change something.
Hmm.
No, living in a war zone is the absolute worst.
I want to say even if you have children, bro, it's not worth it because it makes the environment for the children worse. It makes the
Of
environment for you
course.
worse. It doesn't matter if you have children or not. If you're not content to where you're at, leave or make the other person leave.
I will say this, it is easier to fix a broken child than it is to fix broken adults.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so if the environment is not healthy, let's try to avoid creating as much as possible broken children who then turn into broken adults who then make more broken adults. It just becomes
Vicious cycle.
a vicious cycle. Right. And so the most important thing you can give is a healthy, stable environment where the people in the environment are happy or content.
I agree.
Well, I have enjoyed streaming with both of you, and we
Yes.
will have to do this, yes, again, very
Hmm.
soon. Before we leave, please tell the people where they can find you. Go ahead, Mountain.
Okay, once again, the only platform that I have right now that I'm comfortable sharing is, of course, Twitch. Um, And again, my Twitch is twitch.tv/Mountain Dew Baja Blast 1.
And which games do you normally play when you're streaming?
It varies. I've played Until Dawn, Fallout. I play FIFA, Rocket League, Destiny. So it just varies on what mood I'm in.
Death Dragon, where can the people find you? And what games do you like to play?
You can find me on Twitch at DeafDragon369. You can find me there playing Fortnite, a little bit of Destiny, and hopefully very soon you'll be able to watch me play Grounded on PC.
Grounded.
Yes. Hopefully tonight I'll be able to set that up so you all can watch me play and suffer.
Don't want to see you suffer, but love to see you play. And you all
If you go live
can
again.
catch my podcast on YouTube. I release new content on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. And you can catch me occasionally streaming on Twitch. I usually will stream Destiny or any of the builder strategy games, such as Manor Lords, which is coming soon, um, uh, Farthest Frontier, um, City Skyline, and I'm doing the beta currently of the First Descendants. So, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, day. Bye bye.
And bye
Bye,
bye.
everybody.
Thank you for hosting us.
Follow me.
Anytime.
Yes, thank you for hosting.